Hey guys, Brad M73 here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 with the Highlands Fishing DLC. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and please subscribe. Ooh, look how pretty the fog is through there. That looks so pretty. Yeah. So let's get let's go ahead and just get started here. We're gonna. Oh gosh. We gotta load this trailer up with as much wood, as many wood pallets as I can get on there. Let's see, what is today? Today is Saturday, January 3rd, 2026, and I went to bed about 10:30 last night after I got my Roadcraft episode uploaded, kind of starting the final map on that, on the, what is it, the Rebuild expansion DLC thing. So I was having fun with that. Anyway, went to bed, woke up to use the bathroom. I think it was right around 2 a.m. And, I'm checking, I just checked the news really quick, and I saw what was going on in Venezuela. And I was like, uh-oh. and then I couldn't sleep after that, I was like, I can't sleep. And finally, I don't know what time it was this morning, 5, maybe 6 a.m., because I just laid in bed and kind of dozed and listened to all the, the live media reports, which are mainly just regurgitating the same news over and over and over again. But eventually they said that they had captured, what is it, Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela. And I was like, man, that is freaking awesome. They got in, they got him, and they got the heck out. But meanwhile, I see all these people, and they're like, oh, no war, and this doesn't really strike me as a war. A war is something prolonged, like what's been going on in Ukraine. If you want to be upset about something, be mad about that. And it made me want to come on here and talk about a Venezuelan family that was part of my life several years ago. And I'm going to try to not make this like ultra political or anything like that, but it's something that I feel like I want to talk about. I feel that it's important for people not to make the wrong judgments, in my opinion, regarding what actually happened. So, some years ago, let's see, this would have had to have been, I think in 2018. Let's see. Yeah, it would have been like summer of 2018, like probably June. I have a rental property, which I inherited from my father when he passed away. And I had the house completely renovated, and everything was like pretty much brand new. And I had a family in there for about a year and a half prior to the family that I'm going to speak about. And so, people are always like, well, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, well, I do a variety of things. I do YouTube, and I'm a landlord, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not like a super landlord. It's like I've got a home that, it's just one house, and, I'm just keeping it. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll want to move back in there, because I did live there for several years, way back in the from about 1990 to 96, I guess, is when I moved to my old condo, and then I'm living in a new condo now, which I've been here. Okay, so anyway, the first family that I had to rent the house, they moved out, and so, you know, you get things cleaned up again, and you know, you start taking applications. And so the site that I use for having people fill out their applications, they can choose to upload documents like paycheck stubs, because a lot of landlords require, you know, paycheck stubs and, you know, proof of employment, things like that, you know, the normal things. That way, you know, you don't get somebody in there and then, you know, they don't pay their second month's rent or their third month's rent, and then you're spending another 6 months getting them out of your property. So people can like upload documents like tax documents and things like that. And so I got a call from a Latino guy, and he was like, "Yeah, we're really interested in the house." And I said, "Well, you'll need to go to this website and, you know, fill out the application." And all they actually have to do is just fill the application out, and then I have to kind of make a decision, and then, you know, go from there. And I try to be fair to everyone. And so they filled out this application, and it was like a family. I think it was a husband and wife, and I think 2 children, though there might have been 3. No, I think there were actually 3 children of the parents, but the third child was kind of like an adult child. And he was, you know, he was probably in his early 20s, and he was the only one that really spoke fluent English. And I was like, oh no, this might, you know, language barriers can often be a problem in business. So I told him, I said, fill out the application, and we'll go from there. So they filled out the application online. I guess the son probably did it for the parents because everything was in English. But I ran all the background checks and all that kind of stuff, and everything turned out okay, and they had an excellent credit score. And so I was like, okay, you know, this is the deposit, this is the rent, and they were on board. And so when I went to meet the whole family, when I gave them the keys to the house, they told me the story about, you know, I think I asked where they were from. You know, and they said, you know, we're from Venezuela, we're political refugees, and the family had actually been targeted for, well, I don't want to say it because I don't know if YouTube's algorithm is going to do something bad to me, but they were targeted by the Venezuelan regime, and they actually came one night and shot up their home where they lived. And it's been you know, 6 or 7 years since they told me the story, so I can't really recall if they were at home when it happened or if they were like, you know, out to dinner, or, you know, I can't really recall the specifics of that situation. However, you know, they were like, this is not, you know, we can't stay here, basically. And so they left the country. I believe they went through, I'd have to look at the map, but they made it, I think, to Panama, where we have an embassy, and they applied for political asylum and was granted political asylum. And so they came here as asylum seekers, and they were, you know, the husband, he's like a mechanic. And the wife was a doctor, but she couldn't practice in the United States because she didn't have all the licenses and everything that are required here, and would have to go back to university to get, you know, everything that she needed. But the husband was like a master mechanic, and he worked for a garage that did primarily imports, and he made bank. I mean, he was, you know, when I said earlier, you know, you can upload documents. He uploaded paychecks, and I was like shocked. I'm like, man, I should have been a car mechanic. But I think he was, you know, doing like import cars and stuff. The nicest people, when they stayed with me for about a year, and they always paid their rent about 5 days before it was due. They were never late, not even once. And when they left the house, it was absolutely spotless. Usually I'll have like a cleaning lady come in and, like, you know, give it like a thorough once over. And I was like looking for things to be dirty. Like everything, like the windowsills were dusted, the floors were spick and span, the carpets were, you know, absolutely. I think they actually went and had them steam cleaned, and just, you know, and they were really, really nice people. If I had questions, or if I had an issue, or if they had an issue, they would always communicate through their son, which I didn't have a problem with. And I just, you know, on top of everything, you know, I felt like helping them was kind of like my good deed for the day, or my good deed for the year. And so they were with me again for about a year, a little over a year, and they ended up buying a home here in the kind of the greater Cincinnati area, not really close to Cincinnati, but kind of nearby. And they moved on. And so anyway, one of the things that they had always told me was, we want to go home. Like, you know, and they told me the stories about the atrocities that this president, illegitimate president, committed on people. So, you know, it was like, it's not like, you know, if you're a Republican or a Democrat or somewhere in between, you know, you go and you argue with people on Facebook. No, they send squads out to take care of you. And that is socialism that was in Venezuela for, what, 20-ish, somewhere around 20 years. And so they wanted to go home. They wanted to go home. They wanted to, you know, not that they didn't like the United States, but, you know, when your home is your home, you want to go back home. And so, you know, with everything that's happened today, on January 3rd, with the capture of this dictator, I thought about that family, and I'm sure that they're celebrating right now, and that you know, maybe they're one step closer to being able to go home. Anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you. You know, I don't like to get political on my channel, and I don't really think this was really too political. But it was something that was kind of like really important to me, and it was something that I wanted to share. And I hope that nobody unsubscribes because of the story. But yeah, I just thought that was really awesome. I don't think it's going to turn into any kind of prolonged war or anything like that. And, you know, hopefully the world is a little bit more peaceful now than it was 24 hours ago. All right. Oh. are snaking around, aren't you? Dude, I'm going to have to be so careful with this. The next thing I need to do is figure out, like, where... Okay, contract harvesting. Uh-oh. I think this next box is going to be my last one. I want to take a... Oh. No, sorry. So anyway, if you guys are still here, thank you for sticking around and sticking with me. Alright, so field 19, I think we have to go over... Yeah, I think we have to go there. Matter of fact, I think both of the fields both have to go back there. So let's go here, set his destination to like right there. Wasn't even blocked. All right. So the next step here is going to be planks. So 2568 at the board games, 2560. 2586, that's a good one. So nautical gifts, where's that on the map? Oh no. We're gonna have to drive into town. Actually, it's not very far from the farm, thankfully. That top middle one looks like it's sliding. Looks like it's sliding forward. Oh no, I missed one. Oh well. Oh man. I definitely do not want to go full speed here. Oh no. It's in like the hardest place to get to. Alright. Alright. Come on. There we go. Alright, so you, my friend, are gonna go like right there. And then I'm just gonna hire the worker here. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. What the heck? You know, if we had like a pickup truck or something small, we could probably just pull right up and throw it, you know, like kind of like back the pickup truck in. But I don't know. I mean, obviously it would take more trips. We're almost done. Holy cow, we're up to 236,000? All right. Rock on. Okay, now he's doing the up and backs. I wish the harvesters would move. Now, one of the problems here is once this guy gets finished, well, if I go and offload these peas, it's going to go towards field 19. I'm almost bet anything. Actually, I should pull the trailer. All right, so we have a little bit more. I am going to set his destination back here. And then, yes, I'm going to go. Look at that, it's almost the perfect color. Alright, so that's wheat. I'll probably just store that here at home. Let's see, we do have a baling contract here. Another harvesting contract, though what I'll do is I'll just use the stuff from field 19, I think it is. I will borrow the items for this one. Ah. Huh, I never noticed that they had a thing on the bottom of it. But I guess that's kind of like the nozzle to empty it. Let's set their destination. Let's put it like right there for now. Yeah. I love the sound of that engine. It sounds like it's like a turbine engine or something. I mean, we're gonna be well over $250,000. I should have paid better attention on what I started out with. Now I'm going to save one of these, one each, for long planks and the long beams. I don't think the windmill is going to have any beams. This one's nearly full. And it's full. I'm going as hard as I can. It's these guys are a little underpowered. Oh, he's full. This is the one I care about right now. Wow, look how pretty that is. I just remembered. I can windrow all this. You know what else I can windrow? Come on, turn around. I can windrow that field that I'm working on. And we did buy the large windrower, right? Yep, it's right there. Really quick, yield bonus plus 97. How do I get that last 3%? Alright, so what I'm going to do here... Shoot. Alright, let's do this again. You create job, you're doing field work here. make a road down through there. Okay, so now I need to see if the selling of those planks affected the price. It was magical toys, 25, or nautical gifts, sorry. Still 25.83. What about long planks? 30. So that's still going to be up here, but I think what I'll do, we'll come back, we'll load up with long planks, right? We'll go up to the castle, sell whatever the castle can take, and then whatever it can't take, we'll just go back and we'll go to whatever's second best, right? Oh, well, that was weird. Why is my frame rate is really going potato? Nice. All right, so we're up to 280,000. All right. Darn it. So I'll let Kim kind of do his thing. Oh, you gotta be joking. What do you mean I don't have access to this land? Of course I... Okay, so I... That sucks. That really stinks. Well, I guess I will go there. Once I empty off the other pea harvester, I'm gonna drive it back. I'm gonna drive it up to field 19 so we can get that field done faster. Then I'll drive this one back over here. We've only got that one pallet of long planks. And I'll just sell this wherever, because I don't, Alright, let's get here. Whoops. so I'll just drive out onto the road. We'll go back. We're going to go here, set his destination right there. Well, your destination is going to be right there. I wonder if I'll be able to back it up just enough. No, not even. Not even. Let's I'm gonna have him field work there. Boom. We'll stop driving around. Okay, so let's go him, set his destination, boom. Okay, happened there. What the heck? It's saying it's blocked by an object, but there's nothing there. Must be something with this tractor. Alright, this is going to put us into the $300,000 category, I'm sure. Hey, there's more. We don't need those pallets. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Okay, that's not good. Apparently, we don't need as many as I thought we did. Alright, man, we've got 4 pallets up here. And we're never going to use these. Okay, wait a second. I love that there's just like a little partial pallet. Alright, so where is the second best place to sell long planks? So the castle's first. 36.75 looks pretty good. 30. Oh, yeah. It says 38.19 at the windmill. But we don't actually get anything for them because, well, because it's not an actual selling point. Well, because we own it, really. I think that's the... Okay, so we have to go to the Logistics Center Railroad. I'm pretty sure that was it, right? Yeah, 36, 37. Yeah. Whoops. And I guess I'll just set his destination up here too. Oh, brother. It's dirty. Yeah, so I'm just going to pull up here. Hire the worker and just kind of let things... Probably could have just driven the combine over and piped out and been done with it. Let's see, how long have I been recording for? Oh, not as long as I thought. I feel like I've gotten a lot done in this episode. Like, I told a big long story, and we've just been kicking butt ever since. This guy's getting a little low on fuel, but it's not terrible. Alright, this is definitely going to put us over 300,000. 331,000, so that was 43,776. The sawmill is all cleaned out for the year. And I will send this guy back home, I guess. Set him up there. Kind of interesting that he chooses to go in this direction, but whatevs. What the heck? This is the hired worker. What? Well, let's see. Let's go to finances and start repaying this loan. We'll be able to get it down to 1.5 million. Maybe. Maybe not quite that much. I'm gonna wait for him. Oh, this one? Okay, yeah. I know we're only at 80% here, but I just wanted to get it back because I think it's only going to take like 4 more loads, maybe 5, to finish off that field. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. Because I don't want to get to 100% before I offload all the peas, right? Now the next field, whether I want to continue on field 26 or going to continue on field number 8, is going to depend on, you know, which field starts magically, or which job starts magically taking in the peas for itself. I'm thinking that it kind of goes hierarchy, like the first, you know, whatever the job at the top is, and then it kind of goes down, but I don't know. I'm just guessing. I thought this is the way they would, that this hired helper would work. I wonder if I can't even tell now. See, I wonder if I hire the worker. See, I don't know what he's going to do. I don't like what he's doing at all. Not even slightly. Oh, come on, man. I guess I could work on this for a little bit. How did I know? I think this will finish up pretty quickly because the lanes are getting shorter. Well, I mean, I guess they're getting longer, but they're a lot shorter than they were before. Or the rows. Sorry, not lanes. What do you think this is, Brad? A bowling alley? I'm bowling for peas. Why did the other guy go way down there? He should have just been able to turn right around and come back. Alright, so he's going to finish it off. I'm going to send this guy back to field 26. How much are we going to make off this field, by the way? Yeah, about 9,000. Okay, cool, cool. So I'm gonna go. Not perfect. Come on, man. Wow, we're already 29% done with this field. Oh, he's not going to be done yet. See, I can't see him way over there. Where's the other guy at? Man, he's still sitting there. Are you freaking kidding me? Ugh. Is it because there's a car behind me that he's getting stuck? As soon as I get past the railroad tracks, I'm gonna try to set him to do the job again. Oh, he went off into the neighborhood there. Alright, so then the next large field... no. This fast-forwarded time on accident. Alright, let's have him set his destination there. Field number 8. How do we even get onto field 8? Probably there. Oh, we still have another field to harvest too, don't we? Yeah, we've got to do field number 22, so I guess I can set his destination like right there, maybe. Man, there's like a bunch of frame rate stuff going on. We got 22,000 in wood there, so, you know, not the end of the world. I forgot to really pay attention. 507 wood beams, 507 long planks. He's maxed out on long planks down here. 464 roof shingles. Is that taller than it was earlier? Let's get across this bridge, and then I will... Okay, he's working his way up through there, going the extremely long way. Okay, so field 26 is 43%, field 8 is 0%, so it'll be pretty obvious whichever one starts taking on the extra peas. All right, here we go. Okay, so it is going to be field 26. Cool. So that's I'm just gonna leave that guy here. He's gonna be my reservist. My reserve tank. Let's go, let's see, set his destination. Like right there. All right, how long have I been? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Man, if disconnecting a trailer were that easy in real life, can you imagine what a better place the world would be? Yeah, so we've got that field over there. That's probably barley. No. So yeah, this is the massive field of peas that we're going to be hopefully starting in the next episode. I want to get this guy over, and then I'll call it a night, because I can't believe I've been recording for this long as it is. But yeah, like I started off this episode, I'm really, I feel hopeful for the people of Venezuela. I'm kind of an optimist as far as that goes, and I'm really hoping for the best. I know Trump was like, oh, we can go in again if we need to, and I don't really think that's going to happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I'm just trying to be a realist about it. I kind of look at all of the news. I feel like I'm a very rational person, and I don't jump to conclusions. I don't listen to groupthink and things like that. And I just think, hopefully this is like a step in the right direction. And because Venezuela used to be like a really nice country, and it was really great to visit. I used to have friends that traveled there about once every year or two, and always said, oh, you should come down, and I'm always like, I don't know. And then the cartels took over, and it just went right down the what. So I'm trying to remain hopeful, and I know a lot of people, even in South America. My goddaughter's from Brazil, and her family is absolutely ecstatic because, you've got the President Lula in Brazil right now, and he's kind of like Maduro. So, there's all that's kind of going on down there. So, it's a shame that it had to come to actually going in and getting them out. But if you've got a leader of a country that supports, the cartels and things like that, it's not good for anybody except for the cartels. Okay, so he's going down, he's doing those. Now where is the other, okay, so he's coming up here. So he's almost there. Come on, bruh. Oh. I'm gonna do one more offload here, and then I think once he's up to 80%, we'll be good to go. He's still kind of confused on what he's doing. This field's mostly done. Actually, yeah, it's 57% done. I'm shocked. I didn't think it would be this far along. There it goes. I think it just got to 100% right there. Or maybe not. Oh, no, maybe it's just blocked. All right, so I guess he's just kind of... I don't know what the heck he's doing. Oh, wait. Oh, he's at a slightly different angle. Uh-oh. All right, well, that's going to end it up for this episode of Farming Simulator 25. Thanks for hanging out with me once again if you're still here at the end and listening to my stories, and hopefully we can all agree and hopefully the world is a slightly better place today than it was yesterday. All right, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm Brad M73. I'll see you back in the next episode. Bye for now.